good afternoon. Well, I think I've enough of interest to make another video. We've cast the cylinder block, and I used a smaller can, and you can probably see it went in a hole in the middle, but because we're drilling it out, we're going to get away with that, aren't we? The only thing is, with all this hacksawing I've been doing, now you've seen I can hacksaw straight. You know, we cut through that, cut through the flywheel. So you can see I've hacksawed straight, but I've got to stop. It's starting to hurt my shoulder. I've got the winding handles and a few knocks. You know, we're getting a bit of arthritis in it, and it's flaring up again. So I must stop doing that. So what I'm going to do is treat myself to a metal cutting disc, cutting blade for the angle grinder, because I've still got quite a bit to cut up. I thought I'd nearly done, but I haven't. So anyway, that we'll see how that goes. We're going to have to spend a little bit. I've also bought a very cheap vise for the drill, because and it is a cheap one. I don't know if you can probably even see on this camera, you know, it doesn't line up, and it's rougher than my model actually, but anyway, I've just flatted the bottom and I drilled 2 holes in the table there to fasten it, so we can hold something, you know, like that, say, if we're doing it. There we are. You see, and I can line it up by eye, you know, that'll be near enough just to drill the holes and that. So we've got that anyway, and it's as I say, it's a really cheap one, but it swivels and that, and you know, you're not going to get a, it's only £8.5, so I mean, I'm not spending a fortune, am I? And I don't mind spending a little bit on equipment, simply because you know, we need it. But like these cutting discs, you know, that I showed you, I mean, I bought those expensive cutting discs thinking I'd be able to slice it all up with it. Well, if you look at that one, I should have really done a comparison, shouldn't I? Right, you can see the difference in size, look. And I only cut through that one edge. Now I'll just set up and show you quite quickly how good those thin discs go through thin aluminium. Now if it was critical, of course, I'll put a piece of wood on and run down it, but this doesn't matter at all, these edges. Now you see, that's what I thought I could do with those other pieces. You see, it hasn't hurt this at all. Now, I've done that so far. What I've done is, where's me shaft? One of these two. Right, so what I've done, I've just drilled a hole and put a groove in, so that'll spin round in there, you see, like that. And then, when they're apart, you can drop the flywheel in there with a spacer on it to make it tightish. You know, 2 bits of pipe, anything, it can be tightish, and then I can put a dial gauge on to check the rim. Well, I've got my little balancer made, look, and it's not turned out too bad. Now, what we've got to do, I'll just show you. As close as I can without going out of focus. I did a little hole in there. So what you do, the flywheel will be mounted, of course, and you put that in there like that. Then you can piece of wood. You know, it's supposed to have metal and that, and it's supposed to be solid. But get a little dial gauge and put on there 2 little spacers in the middle, so you can slowly turn that round, and it will give you some sort of a reading. It will show, you know, you better get it more accurate than it is. I can get it level that way. In fact, that just about is level now. but you see this table tips, so we can get it just about good enough that way. This, you're supposed to do it in 2 planes, but you know, it's got to be near enough for that. Remember, it's, you know, we're not doing a spot on thing that's got to be turning at 10,000 revs or 50,000 revs, are we? Like we had to do the shafts and engines and that we did. And then what you do with the flywheel on there, you just rest it on there like that, and the heavy point goes to the bottom, and obviously with having that still on, that is the heavy point. And so what you do, flywheel's mounted like that, it spins to the heavy point, and you either then add weight to this side or take off weight to the heavy point, and you should be able to get it pretty true. I don't know if I've ever told you, well, I've told you I did precision grinding for years, but we used, some of them were 4-inch by 26-inch grinding wheels. Now a grinding wheel, even these, are only stuck together. That's all. And that's why they cost quite a lot of money. And when you get big ones, they have to be in balance. And external grinders have got big heavy shields on. Oh, they're probably 3/8 thick guards on them. Because if they blow up, they blow up. And I did that for 16 years, and if I hadn't got the balance right and it blew up, I probably wouldn't be here. So it's quite important. So, you know, we've had a bit of practice, that's what I'm saying. Well, we'll leave it at that. There we are. Bit more progress. I've got plenty to do. I've got to wait for this sander, but I've loads to do. Got to get a metal cutting disc so I can cut that up. You know, cut the cylinder up, and I've got that bit to cut up for the cylinder mount to do. I've got other little mounts to cut up, you know, so I've plenty to be going on with. I did those countersinks. This it's loose now, but it was bending, and the countersinks weren't the same depth by any means. I saw it straight away. I thought, why is that bending? You know, and I put the same pressure on, I thought. But anyway, what I've got from Alan's treasure box, I've got that piece, so, and I've got another use for it as well. So that, if I just cut a piece of that out, that'll be plenty strong enough to stiffen it up, you know, and make it better. It won't be perfect, it'll never be perfect, but it'll make it better, won't it? So I've plenty to be going on with, that's all. Thanks for your interest as usual. Bye.